Hi everyone, and welcome to my very first Becoming One broadcast, helping to make sense of our awakening and transition to higher dimensions. You may be aware that we're going through a great awakening. We're transitioning and ascending to higher dimensions. But if that's really the case, you may also have been thinking, but why do I feel so rubbish? Why am I so tired, so exhausted? How come everything looks so chaotic and mad? And why does it feel like sometimes the world's going to end? Well, the reason for this is that all of us and the world are detoxing the old three-dimensional reality. Let me explain. As many of you know, new energies have been hitting our planet for a few years now, and big things have been happening planetary-wise to create massive shifts, disruptions, alterations, and especially during this year, 2020. You've only got to research the celestial and the planetary movements for this year, 2020, to know that we are in unprecedented times. But why is this happening now? Well, this is all about lifting us out of the third dimensional reality where we've been hanging around for thousands of years into the higher fourth and fifth dimensions. In my next broadcast, I'm going to be covering the different dimensions. But for now, know that these energies and planetary aspects are not only changing us, but the whole of planet Earth. In fact, they go beyond this, and they're also changing our universe, because as we ascend, we all ascend. But in order for this ascension to take place, we have to let go of or release or detox the old three-dimensional ways, the old three-dimensional structures, narratives, beliefs, habits, social norms, to make way for the new. And if any of you have detoxed before, like I have, you will know the ride can be a little bit bumpy at times, and that is exactly what we're experiencing now. We as the collective one are expanding. We are expanding into a new game, into a new higher dimensional reality. And this is why we and the world are busy receiving and integrating new energies. Now, some people call these new energies or frequencies divine frequencies or God frequencies. Some refer to them as crystalline frequencies and vibrations. We've always had some of these frequencies and vibrations inside of us, but now our bodies are being absolutely flooded with them, because we're getting very close to playing a completely different game in the higher dimensions. And anything that is of a denser or lower frequency will not survive in this new higher frequency environment. So it has to go. It has to fall away, or it has to transmute and change. And that is what's happening to us now. So how can you tell these new energies are showing up, and what does it look like? Well, let's first of all think about on an individual level and basis. As these new energies enter our bodies, it will cause anything to leave the body or come up to the surface or to just transmute and change. So keep in mind this has been happening for a few years now, and it's really ramping up a pace during this year. You may already be aware of these things. So things like painful memories, old traumas, emotional baggage that have been hidden, buried, trapped, may come to the surface to be released. Imbalances and disease that have been ignored may come up for healing. Areas of the body that have not been fully alive may come to your attention. Physical symptoms that are unusual for you may crop up. So things like you might feel really tired and need to sleep more than usual. You might experience headaches, migraines, feel lightheaded. You might feel irritable or angry. It could also affect what you prefer to eat and drink. So that may have changed or be changing. Thoughts, feelings, beliefs may transform. All of these energies are just changing every single part of us on all levels. So our mental bodies, our emotional bodies, spiritually, and so on. They're changing like the DNA, the atoms, our molecules, our cells, our tissue, organs, circuits. I mean, absolutely everything. You may have noticed that things that once worked for you in your life no longer do, and your priorities might suddenly shift. You may feel like just a deep desire to do something totally radical and different, like up sticks and move to a different country, change careers, stop working, walk away from people in your life to start anew. You might even begin to feel like a different person, and that is because these new energies are turning you into a different person. Now, lastly, let's just consider here how this detox is showing up in the world. Well, certainly this last year, we have seen and witnessed massive upheaval and changes. Things like thousands upon thousands of people arrested around the world for corruption, crimes against humanity. You've got people like politicians, lawyers, judges, celebrities, actors, royal family members, corporation heads, you name it. Arrests in numbers like we've never seen before. Now, bear in mind, you may not all see this in the mainstream media. You'd have to go hunting for this. CEOs stepping down, human trafficking rings dismantled worldwide, criminal gangs arrested. This is the old, corrupt criminal systems collapsing. Ones that were founded many, many years ago on dominance, aggression, violence, winning at all costs, ego, emotional control, suppression and oppression. These systems and the people propping up these systems are from the third dimensional game, the old game. They do not match the vibration that is establishing itself in our world right now. So they have to go completely and absolutely. Everything that is a mismatch for the new God or divine frequencies is and will continue to crumble. So things like financial and banking systems, that's got to go. Most of that is corrupt. The legal systems, mainstream media, healthcare, political, educational, you name it. It's all got to go. All of it, all of it, all of it. Anything that was not built from a place of love, unity, freedom, abundance and peace will go. It has to. All of it breaking down. During this year, 2020, things have massively speeded up. It's the pivotal year, it's the critical year, it's the turning point for us. And in the next few months and through into the next couple of years or so, it's going to accelerate further still. The world is detoxing. The world is purging and cleansing itself of all of the old third dimensional game. And that is why it looks a bit chaotic. That is why it seems as though sometimes the world is ending. If any of you have given up things like caffeine, gluten, sugar, anything like that, you would have no doubt hit a place in that detox where you felt far worse before it got better. And this is the same for us individually and collectively. We are doing it on a global scale. We are releasing all that has been buried and hidden. We're freeing all that has been suppressed and oppressed. We are dismantling all the antiquated, patriarchal, third dimensional structures. We are letting go of the toxic masculine energy from the world, which has dominated, and we are birthing the perfect balance and union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. We are birthing the golden age. We are starting a brand new game, one that reflects our evolved state. We are creating a beautiful, loving new world. A world of liberation and freedom, love and light, peace and joy, abundance and prosperity, greatness and magnificence. And we are not alone. We are being held and protected by God and the divine as we go through this transition. And yes, at times this transition may seem a little crazy and a bit intense, but always remember this: you were born for these times, and you have chosen to be here right now to take part in one of the greatest leaps. Make no mistake, you do have the strength for this. You do have the power for this. Because the truth is, you have already taken this magnificent leap to your destiny of freedom, unity, love, peace, and abundance. You are already there, dear one. And what you are now witnessing is the physical catching up. I hope you enjoyed today's Becoming One broadcast. Thank you very much for joining me and sending you the deepest love and light.